On this episode of Stick It In Your Earbud, we review Big Red Machine's debut album on the first episode of Season 2. All this and more, let's Stick It In Your Earbud. Hello? Hi. Hey there. Thanks. You're welcome. Welcome to Stick It In Your Earbud, music podcast made with buds, for buds. I'm your main host, Drew Hendrickson, and alongside me are Hudson Freeman, Josh Cheesem,
Salut.
and a new member, Jordan Spence.
We're side hosts.
Side hosts.
Hey.
Jordan has been on the show before as an artist, but we liked him so much, we bought him.
We kidnapped him, forced him to be on
I'm
this
doing this
podcast.
against my will.
We're paying the big bucks, though.
That's right.
I mean, we paid for all of this other production, so
Right.
how are we going to afford a new host with us getting paid so much? Drew is paid $8 million per episode.
That's right.
That's why we haven't released one in a while. We've been fundraising.
We've been just spending it.
We've just
Spending
been
it all.
spending the money.
Spending it all.
I get paid $2 million per episode. There's a wide disparity.
Because I'm the main host, and you're a side host.
I'm a side host. Cheesem, how much were you paid?
I get paid in fruit by the foot.
How much do you get an episode?
Well, normally it's just like a box of 24. And
That is a large
and there's
disparity.
3 feet in each roll of fruit by the foot.
Right,
So
right.
24 yards
All right, you're getting
Which
your
is-
money's worth,
which
for sure.
is about 48 feet, I think.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot of foot.
It's a lot of damage.
Welcome to the episode. We are going to be talking about the debut album from Big Red Machine, which is a collaborative album of Justin Vernon from Bon Iver and Aaron Dessner from The National.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
true.
correct.
That's
the
true.
That's
way.
true.
you got the facts.
That was their system.
And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the facts.
The facts.
the facts.
The facts of life.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude.
Dude, you and me.
Yeah.
Me and you. We got the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah. What are we gonna do now?
Well, so let's recap.
This is the sweet life.
We've been recording for spontaneously the last year or so, and only one episode has come out of that. And so Ephraim, our beloved, is going to take a little break, and he
Forever.
He passed away.
He died.
he
done.
he may come in as a guest once in a while. Who knows? He might start
there
start
goes
doing
Ephraim.
stuff again. But
Chief Heath. More like Chief.
Mm.
I can't think of
Let's-
anything that
let's-
rhymes with E.
put a pin in that. Put a pin in that and get back to me, okay?
Should we have a moment of silence for our fallen?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Fallen warrior.
A moment of... Never mind.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
That was Ephraim's favorite song.
Taps. That's his favorite song.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you're out there, if you're listening, we love you.
In the sky above.
In the sky above.
That spirit in the
In
sky.
the great big farm in the sky.
That's right.
The big... The big studio in the sky.
Big studio in the sky. He's making jams for all the angels.
Making beats.
So we've been gone. We had a summer. I had a pretty good summer. Oh, and you know what that means? We're just gonna have to go into my annual episode, Drew's Song of the Summer. Hey guys, this is Drew's Song of the Summer, and my song of the summer was Honeybee by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. See you next time. Thank you. That was my annual episode.
Of what?
I'll open it back up. Hey, this is the biannual episode of Drew's Song of the Summer. I just told everyone what my song of the summer was, and I'm just telling Cheesem right now that my song of the summer was Honeybee by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. We'll see you next time. Did that clear things up for you?
No.
Okay, one more time.
Ephraim's favorite song is Taps. That makes me very happy. Even if it isn't, it is now. That's his favorite song.
Hey, this is the tri-annual episode of Drew's Song of the Summer. My name is Drew, and geez, I'm going to tell you for the third time, my song of the summer was Honeybee by Unknown Mortal
Wait,
Orchestra.
did you say triannual?
Is that a thing? The third in a year. Because I usually do it annually, but now I have to do it. See, that's the thing. Quick aside here. Biannual means twice a year, as well as once every 2 years.
Yeah, every other
Really?
year.
I think so.
I thought that was.
So there are two meanings. There are two meanings.
There are two
There's
meanings.
two
A
meanings.
double entendre.
Mm.
Yeah. What's you guys'
Entendre.
favorite double entendre?
Fruit by the foot.
That
That's
doesn't make any
double
sense.
entendre.
I think it makes
No,
perfect
it
sense.
it can mean the strips, like the candy stuff, or literally fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
Like you line up
Like
a
the way I
thing,
measure
a line of bananas.
your fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this has been.
Can we have another? Can we have our own songs
Well,
of the summer?
Can I close out this episode, please?
Well, can I have a song of the summer?
Give me a second.
Can I be a guest star on your song of the summer?
We'll see you next time.
Spilled
Hey, we're back.
coffee on
Hudson, do you want to have your own episode, or do you want to join my podcast?
Nah, I'm good.
You want to? Okay. So what do you want to do?
the gruesome twosomes songs of the summer.
I think it's time for the gruesome twosomes song of the summer.
It's one song or two songs?
Hey, it's the gruesome twosomes song of the summer.
Hey, this is a gruesome twosome.
That's me and Cheese, the gruesome twosome. Cheese, what was your song of the summer?
Africa by Weezer.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, well. This has been the gruesome twosome song of the summer.
Nice. I like that. That was very good. Hudson, hey, wait, Hudson, you didn't give your song of the summer. You just Cheese gave his song of the summer.
Oh, I don't have a song of the summer.
Okay. Did you not listen to music this summer?
No, I took a break.
Have you guys ever done that? Taken a break from listening to music, like discipline yourself to be like no music.
For how long?
I don't know how long you want in.
Jeez. I don't think I've...
Honestly, I think that's a healthy thing to do for musicians or people like us who are around music 24/7. I think it can be a healthy thing to do to kind of just take a step back, and so you're not overdoing it. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn yourself out.
Sometimes I have nights for sure where I'm just like can't listen to music right now.
I
That's not a
agree.
good idea.
I've had moments like that.
I get to a point where I like don't like it as much as I do usually if I'm listening to it constantly. When it becomes like a need. It's like anything. It's like food. Like sometimes you gotta take a break, you know?
Yeah, you're
Wait,
just
you take a
eating-
break from eating
You're
food?
eating so... You're
I took
eating
a break
so
this
much.
summer from eating food.
Food
Yeah.
and music.
Yeah, food and music.
Food and music.
The only pleasures I have in my life.
I just eat all the time.
Oh really?
I never stop eating.
Yeah, you've been eating between each like time you talk on this
Uh-huh.
episode.
You know what I'm eating?
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
The official sponsor.
The
of
official
Stick It in
sponsor.
Your
Yeah,
Butt.
I've actually been stealing your revenue, your income.
That's pretty hot.
It's the way she goes.
That's the way she goes.
Steal that income.
Well, I think we've opened this episode pretty well. Do you want to guys play a game before we start reviewing this guy?
Oh yeah, I feel super strong about the opening of this episode.
Yeah, me too. There's been nothing stronger.
Nothing stronger. Well, Cheese, what game are we gonna play?
One of my favorites is called Ouch Time. Birthed from the loins of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. There's a specific scene where one of the Gungans and the droids are about to square off, and one of the Gungans turns to Jar Jar and he says, "Ouch time," and that's become my catchphrase for the last year or so. And so we created a game called Ouch Time, and basically the gist of it is we take two people from the music industry and we square off, and normally there's a musical battle and a physical battle, two phases of the game, and then I'm the judge and I ultimately decide who's going to win. But we have three players
Completely
over here.
unbiased.
Yeah, it's totally unbiased. And so I will assign each of you a person.
Our champion.
Yeah. And so should we just jump right into it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ouch time.
Our first two contestants will be Hudson and Drew.
Okay.
Hudson, your character, or just your person in the music industry, is Jack Black.
Great.
Drew, yours is Rivers Cuomo.
Yes.
See, I'd argue these are probably
Why was it not Jack White?
no Jack Black. I just want to take two people who are just walking memes and
All right.
and
All right.
and have them
I have faith in my champion.
have them duel. So the first phase is the musical sense. So I'll give you guys a minute to mull it over, and we'll jump into it.
All right. Start the timer.
1 minute later.
All right, ding ding. Okay, who would like to go first? Drew, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay, Hudson, you can go first.
Which one are we doing? We're doing physical, mental,
Musical.
spiritual,
Musical.
psychological.
Musical.
Okay, so music.
Strictly music.
Musically, Weezer sucks. That's my answer.
So
That's
what-
your only. That's all
That's
you're
my-
gonna say.
that's my answer.
that's your case for why Jack Black is superior to
Correct.
Rivers Cuomo. Is Weezer sucks. Okay, why? Tell me why.
No,
Weezer
that's
sucks.
all he's doing. You can't prompt him to say more than
No,
that.
please
That's
prompt.
his case. No.
Why? Okay.
Please prompt.
What about Weezer? Do you not enjoy, or that makes you think that they suck?
They don't suck. They're fine.
Okay,
They're just very decent.
just very decent.
Very decent.
Would you say overrated?
I would say overrated, the definition of average.
Okay.
They had a short segment of the 90s where their quirky rock worked and was enjoyable, and then they've just stretched it out for the last 25 years.
Fair argument. Okay. Mr. Cuomo, how do you feel? How do you feel about this?
While I do agree that Weezer's entire discography is not, it's far from spotless. There are many problems. I will say that Rivers Cuomo at least has come out with an album that has soared across the culture, has created its own universe of love and acceptance, and that would be the Blue Album, which I would say is one of the greatest rock albums in the last 30 years. The Blue Album has, let's just name some songs. Buddy Holly, okay, has one of just the best music videos, first of all. That's really cool. Jack Black, anytime he's in a music video, it's terrible. Check out the new Humility video from Gorillaz. He's not even on the track, and he's just in it, and he looks stupid. So there's that. But Buddy Holly has one of my favorite guitar moments, the break right into the last chorus. And guess who that's played by? None other than our champion, Rivers Cuomo. So he's a great guitar player. Written the guitar line for Say It Ain't So. Do I have to say more? Jack Black, he's in a band. He's a comedian. He's great. He does not even scratch the surface. Hey, I did not interrupt you. I did not interrupt you.
Okay.
Hey, I did not interrupt you.
Civil.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be civil.
I have a real punch I'm about to throw.
All right, well, I can't wait for it, okay? to put Jack Black and Rivers Cuomo and have them duel it off. Jack Black could do some Led Zeppelin covers. He could sing something from School of Rock or the Tenacious D song. And people would be like, okay, that's pretty cool. But Rivers Cuomo, all he has to do is start playing the beginning of Island in the Sun, and he's already won over the crowd. He has the songs in his catalog. He has the personality and for people to love him, and he has the musicianship to pull it all off. I rest my case.
Here's what I think. I think Jack Black is a comedian who does music. And he does it decently, but he's a comedian. Weezer, Rivers Cuomo, is a musician who does comedy terribly.
When has
Has
he ever
done
tried to be a comedian?
attempted humor throughout his music for the last 25 years, poorly,
All right,
and
give me
it's
an
not
example.
funny anymore.
Give me an example.
This whole meme fest all year long.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the status of Pinkerton and the Blue Album?
It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just one good album that they have like 20 years
They
ago.
have 2 good albums, sir.
2 out of like 11.
Yeah. I'm saying that, yeah, Jack Black's a comedian, but that doesn't mean that the music that he makes should be looked at from a different angle.
It should be looked at from a different angle because it's comedic music.
But it's still music.
We wouldn't put Weird Al Yankovic against another real musician. That's ridiculous.
Don't hold your breath.
Jordan, do you care to weigh in?
No, he's not fighting.
No, I know, but I just want to hear his thoughts.
Well,
because he's been sitting over
Well,
here.
he can judge with you then. Who wins this round?
Musically,
Musically, based on the arguments alone.
if I'm going to be quite frank, I haven't seen either person do anything that impressive.
That's fair.
So based on the arguments,
Based on the arguments, though, solely based on the arguments, I'm gonna have to go with Cuomo.
yeah, baby.
I'm sorry.
Is that a point
You
for
you were
Cuomo?
just dealt a poor hand.
Okay,
I was dealt
that brings
a
us
non-musician.
to our second phase, which I think Drew has been dealt a very poor hand physically. Rivers Cuomo versus Jack Black.
Jack Black is the most active physically
Bad
comedian
guy.
in the world. Even his animated character is like a giant kung fu it's a fighting panda. And that's him. He is a fighting panda. Jack Black's a fighting panda. Also, he's a luchador.
Wait, is it Luchador
Gesundheit.
or Luchador?
Luchador.
Oh, okay. I think Rivers Cuomo might be a pacifist. So,
And in the end, isn't that what it's all about? Not necessarily the physical harm you cause the other person, but
Are you
on
talking
which
about in
you
a
fight
physical
from.
fight?
Yeah,
Is the point? What's the point of a physical fight?
it's not
To
about the
verbally bring down.
no,
the
not
other
verbally,
person.
but it's based on your morals. What are you fighting for? And really, the strongest fight is to not fight at all. To take back those animal instincts and just say, you know what, it's not worth it. To me, that's stronger than Jack Black coming out with his little kung fu kick.
May I say something?
Yeah.
All Jack Black would have to do is sit on him. And
For
it
the-
would be done.
But
It
he
would be
could
finished.
sit on him, or he could do one of his physically impossible high kicks
or the
Right.
Wushu
and
Lucky
still
Ball.
knock
Which
him out.
Cuomo would walk up to him and be like, hey,
Hey, did you hear
let's
my
fight.
cover of Africa?
He's like, oh,
It's the same.
he's like Jack.
Hey, watch it.
He's like Jack Black. Let's fight, man. Except I'm a pacifist, but we're still gonna fight. And then he's like, oh, he's fat. There's no way he's gonna swing his foot up and kick me right in the side of the head. And he totally does
And
it.
totally does it.
Mhm.
And then he just sits on him, and then it's finished.
It's finished.
And I think they're both fairly short men, so I think
My stance is Rivers Cuomo may not win in a physical fight, but give Hudson the point.
okay. So
Yeah, you're done.
so
You're done.
we have a classic, what I like to call tie. And so here's the tie breaker.
All right.
You can say that if you want. This is a question I'm going to ask right now.
All right. I'm ready.
Who would make the better father?
That's a good question.
Jack Black or Rivers Cuomo?
That's a great question.
Oh man.
Because honestly, I would love to have either of them as a
I would-
father. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Rivers Cuomo is very much a dad personality. On the internet, he likes to make jokes that he's a dad. He is kind of joked by his fans. They call him Daddy, Daddy Cuomo. That's what they say. But listen,
Do they?
ju- just because we're talking, internet daddom, that doesn't make you a good dad. You know what makes you a good dad? Caring about your children. And I would say that Rivers Cuomo, despite of how bad they are, despite how bad your children are, you need to love them no matter what. And I can't think of a better example of what Rivers Cuomo loves no matter what than his own music. No matter how bad it is.
He also does have a daughter that I'm sure he loves very much.
No matter how bad his music is, he loves it so much. And that's a quality that I'm sure he attributes to his daughter. He loves his daughter no matter if she makes a mistake, that's okay. If she comes out with a string of 5 albums that are nothing but garbage, it's okay because he still loves her. And that's what being a dad is all about. Loving your child no matter what.
By the way, I like Hurley, which is in the string of those 5 albums you
I know.
you were inferring.
Yeah, I
I
know.
like Hurley.
I know you like Hurley.
You know what's a good quality about a father? Consistency.
That's my top strength.
You know who's not consistent? I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, Drew.
All right.
You know who's
Okay.
not consistent?
But okay, if Jack Black is consistent, what if he's just a consistent jerk?
This is a jerk. What? How is he a jerk?
I'm just saying that's not the greatest quality of a dad. You're not looking to your dad to be like, "Hey, Dad, can you be just the same? Can you not have your
Can you
pitfalls?"
be there for me all the time? No.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's more important to love your child, and I think that I mean,
I don't have anything else.
Rivers
to say.
Cuomo.
I think I've already. made
Rivers
that point.
Cuomo has come out.
I'm done. You can flounder.
Has continued
Go
to
ahead
come
and
out with
flounder.
music. It doesn't mean it needs to be good, but he's trying, and you need to try. And every time you wake up in the morning, you're like, I need to be part of my daughter's life. I need to be there. I need to write. I can't stop partying.
Dad, could
You need to at least make the effort.
Could you please consistently high kick me on
Yeah.
the side of my head?
Yeah.
That's not. That is not how it works.
I'm just saying, consistency, that is not what
My
makes a good
dad
father.
will not stop kicking me in my head.
Okay, let's go and
Help.
quote. Consistency. That is not what makes a good
All
father.
right, it's not the most important part of being a father. Fathers need to be able to mess up.
Jack Black is a father too. He's a father just as much as Rivers Cuomo is. At least he's funny and amusing and has had a consistent career.
Man, this is a hard one, guys. Jordan?
The final judge.
Oh. Jeez.
I think I know. I just wanna. Are you set on one person at this point?
No.
Okay. I'm leaning
think-
towards Jack Black on this one. I think.
Just because of how much Jack Black meant to me as a kid.
All right, hold up. Based on the arguments, gentlemen. Based on what's the point of even having you to judge if you're just gonna pick your favorite at the end?
Oh my gosh, I love Weezer, Drew.
Okay.
I love Weezer. I also love Jack Black.
I'm just saying, Jordan, watch your step.
OMGs. I would still go with Jack Black based on the argument. I know you put
winner,
a lot.
winner, chicken for dinner.
Hey, shake my hand.
The hot dog.
That was a good fight.
Do you guys want to do another one?
I'm
or-
sorry. I really don't have as strong feelings about Weezer as I led on.
Hey, let's make him a Weezer playlist and see what he thinks.
Okay.
I'm really like, I just don't care. I like it better than Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop it right
Alright,
now.
let's keep
Red
this.
light.
Red light, red light, red light, red light.
Do not.
They like we like. They like fast cars.
I think we ran our course.
Ran our course.
I
On
think
that
so.
one?
Yep.
What do you guys
don't-
think?
You guys don't want to do a 218 versus back fence one?
No way. That's
You know what?
not good.
Let's save that and actually have Ephraim in here,
Ah.
and then we
good
can just have
idea.
them actually
Didn't-
fight.
Didn't. Never mind.
Okay, well, both of those could be answered fairly quickly, I feel like.
All right, let's do a quick one then. What do you think? Who do you think would win in a fight, Jordan or Ephraim?
Well, in like a physical fight,
In a physical fight,
I would win.
I think you're correct.
I would win. In a musical fight, Ephraim. See? Done
All
and
right,
done.
so it's tied. So I guess
Who would be a better father?
who would be a better father?
Oh, no. Well,
Ouch tie.
yeah. Well, Ephraim is closer to being a father than I am.
He's married.
He's married. He has a beard.
Hey, you can make a mistake.
Ooh. All right.
Answer the question.
That is a good one,
Answer
guys.
the question, my friend.
Okay. Well, I don't think I can be the one to answer that question.
Yeah, we'll need to bring Ephraim in to get a full
No.
analysis.
I want the answer.
You want the answer?
Well, ask someone else. Don't ask
Drew.
me.
All right.
Who would be a better father?
Let me think.
What?
Who would be a better father?
All right. So here's what I'm thinking. Ephraim is patient, and he's gentle, and he's loving,
And I am not.
and Jordan's a jerk. So I think that Jordan would be the better dad. That was just comedy. It was just comedy. I can't answer that question. Hey, you at home? You really think that was a good question? You really think that? Hey, listen. They'd both make great dads,
Together.
Ephraim and I are going to start a family.
All right. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You should probably let him know.
He'll find out soon enough.
All right. That's been ouch time. All right. I think we're going to take a little break.
We're doing good.
Take a drink.
Of what?
Water, maybe. I can't tell you what
Pop
to drink.
open some brewskis with the buds. How about you do the same while we're taking this break?
Hey, if you're at home and you got a soda just sitting right next to you, take a swig.
And while you're taking that swig, enjoy this swig of a tune, What You Like by Joed.
It's a good tune, and
Produced by Ephraim.
it is, and we're proud of.
We're
him
proud of him and
and
Chris.
Chris,
Defer.
who is.
Joed.
Thank
You
for
listening.
Kindly.
to
Stick
it
in
your
ear.
But.
Wheel.
house.
Wheel. Be.
What you keep saying? Wheel.
We will.
Like
We will.
We will.
We will.
Like the
The contraction.
contraction.
Wheel?
There it is. I was
Wheel.
searching
Has
for
it
the word.
always been pronounced wheel, as in WHEEL?
Wheel. I mean,
How
how,
do-
else
how
would
else
you
would you
pronounce
say
it?
Well,
We'll be right back.
Well,
Tell me what you see in me, 'cause I'm running in and out of your cold shoulder. Tell me something to believe, 'cause I'm spinning this around to say it's over. Oh, there's just something about you. My friends all told me not to. I can't explain the way you make me feel. Hope there's another after. Just say you're done, it's faster. I get confused by what you say is real. Then you come around and saying hi. Honestly, I don't know what to buy. I should've seen it coming. I should've seen you coming. Now you're looking at me with those eyes. Back and forth, you got me wondering why. Can you say just what you like? I got a feeling that you might be mine. Keep me guessing from the signs. Is it ever enough to be just right? Can you say just what you like? You like it. You like it. You like it. you feel for me? 'Cause I'm running out of time to think this over. Tell me something to believe. Otherwise I think it's time to lose each other. 'Cause there's just something about you I can't keep coming back to. Wish I could say the way you make me feel. No, there's no ever after. Just say we're done, it's faster. You're making crazy feel too close to real. When you come around, you're saying hi. Honestly, I don't know what to buy. I should've seen it coming. I should've seen you coming. Now you're looking at me with those eyes. Back and forth, you got me wondering why. Can you say just what you like? I got a feeling that you might be mine. Keep me guessing from your signs. Is it ever enough to be just right? Can you say just what you like? Can you say just what you like? Can you say just what you like? I got a feeling that you might be mine. Keep me guessing from your signs. Is it ever enough to be just right? Can you say just what you like? Can you say just what you like? Can you say just what you like?
Welcome back to Stick It In Your Earbud. I hope you had a nice swig of that soda. We're going to start a review of Big Red Machine, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's, do you want to start this dialogue right away? Right away.
Who are you asking?
All of you.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sounds good.
All right. Big Red Machine is a nickname for the Cincinnati Reds baseball team that dominated the National League from 1970 to 1979 and is widely recognized as being among the best in baseball history.
Wow.
The Reds? Yeah,
It's the Big Red Machine.
Okay, so Aaron Dessner and Justin Vernon, well, actually, it was the Dessners, Bryce Dessner and Aaron Dessner, both did a kind of collaboration album back in 2009 called Dark Was the Night.
That's correct.
They made for an AIDS foundation. And they produced a number of people on it. There's The National, Arcade Fire, Sufjan Stevens, all did songs on it. It's a great album. You should check it out. But Aaron Dessner and Justin Vernon did a collaboration project on it called Big Red Machine, which was based on that Cincinnati's Reds thing. So now, a few years later...
About 10 years later.
About 10, actually. I'm surprised by how long that
Right.
is. Bon Iver's been in the game for a bit.
He's like 38.
Yeah. The National has been in it for 20 years now, which
Yeah.
is kind of weird to think about because they really didn't get popular until around 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So, this collaboration began between the two men, and they've been kind of sending music back and forth from each other for the last 10 years. And so this album is kind of the final collection of these songs that they've been working on for a long time. And it's also a kind of a jump start. Like, along with this album, they were announcing their new platform that they call People, which is a collection of artists on this really, it's a strange website. It's pretty much just the label, People, and then just the list of artists. And I think it's mostly just to introduce you to new music and create a larger sense of community between music makers.
Yeah, they just kind of, a lot of them just kind of send demos and ideas, and there's a lot of just interesting experimentation that everyone does. Justin Vernon's put stuff just alone on there. Each of the Dessners have put stuff alone on there. Policia's on there. There's a number of, all within that same scene that we tend to listen a lot to.
Right.
They're all putting stuff on there. It's an interesting project.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Do you think that people or an idea like that is the future of the music industry?
I don't know if it's necessarily a new thing. I think collaboration brings out the best in artists in the first place, but I think this is just a much wider scale, and it's more public kind of scale of you know, I think that maybe a record label was kind of, it could be that they have so many artists on a label and they can collaborate, but this is just like, instead of being the process of releasing the music, the whole point is just collaboration.
Or so is it a collaboration among artists, or because I think you mentioned it was also strengthening the community between the artist and the listener, as opposed to something in the past where there's more or less just larger than life stars where they're up on a pedestal and they're kind of deemed the untouchables of the music industry. Does that kind of make sense?
No,
Is
that's
that the gist of?
I think so. I think it's also a bridge between fans for sure.
Cool.
I also tend to think that, you know, in the past, in the hip hop community, in the alternative rock community, you tend to have these scenes of music within certain cities, within like the New York scene, within the LA scene, Portland, all these, Austin, all these different like hotbeds of independent artist music. And essentially what they're doing is they're just building that same platform just online.
Right.
Basically. They're trying to build that underground scene literally online, which I think is an interesting concept.
Right.
A lot of
for
it
sure.
came out in Justin Vernon's Eau Claire festival that he did this summer, which was they basically kind of converted it into a people festival. And Big Red Machine actually like played their first real material together there, which is very cool. Apparently it was a really experimental, interesting festival that was just as much an exercise in collaboration and like weirdness as much as it was a normal music festival, which I think is a really cool opportunity.
They featured really great artists too.
Yeah.
Moses Sumney was there. Julian Baker was there. I think Phoebe Bridgers might have been there.
Yes, she was.
So they're definitely doing great stuff. We're fans of this, not just the music, but what they're doing for the industry as well. Speaking of Phoebe Bridgers, she is featured on this album. They claim that there are up to 40 artists claimed on this album. Some of them include Arcade Fire's Richard Reed Parry and the Staves. And it's not so much about the people, the individuals, but just that this is very much a collaboration effort. And it's also weird. So we'll get into that too. So we have a lot to unpack here. You guys ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I will lay open. I will lay. Well, I met her at a hard grave, heat wave, handshake wave, but the Carmack stayed.
All right, first track. Deep Green.
Deep.
Jordan, Deep Green. Talk to me about it.
Give me a little something, something.
Give me a little something.
Out of all the tracks on this record, this was the one to open it up.
Mm-hmm.
It was just right out of the gate. It just kind of, with these songs, in my opinion, it was like almost, well, there was one exception. But on most of the songs, just kind of how the song starts is, it just kind of sucks you in. And for me, I am a huge fan of really cool, like, percussive, like 808s. And they used a lot of that in this record. And I was I had a great listening experience for sure, and I really really liked this track.
It's a familiar sound, but it's new. It's taking
Yes.
features. I think I told Hudson this. It sounds not just like the album "Sleep Well Beast" by The National, but like the song "Sleep Well Beast" with the syncopated drum rhythm, and I think it's a very similar sounding drum machine. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it's the same drum machine.
That would be interesting for
And
sure.
I thought it also sounded a lot like Justin Vernon picking up from his previous record from Bon Iver, 22 a Million. So it sounds like a baby between the two albums almost.
Yeah. What did I say here? It's like the phrasing of Bon Iver songs with the powerful chord progressions of The National. That's how I compared it.
Okay.
I felt that this song was full of subtleties. Meaning, specifically the synth lines that were going on underneath that were just really, really quiet, but they would be stacked on top of each other. And it just made for a really, really atmospheric tone, which I enjoyed.
Drew and I actually listened right before this. We listened to this record in the studio through the monitors, and you could like hear everything. And that's like you were saying, like the subtle synth layers like that are kind of in the back. You could really hear those, and they're gorgeous. They're really nice.
This is a little bit of a standout because this has like a standard verse chorus format, where a lot of these songs are very weird structurally. So that's something that we can get into more. But let's thumbs up on this one. Great opener.
I give it a thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Which direction?
Oh, towards this guy.
Okay, great.
Cool.
All right, Gratitude. This is definitely one of my favorites
Same.
on the record. The vocal in particular, the main hook. That he better not mess this up.
Right. I thought it was just it's a weirdly uplifting song.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think the lyrics are, I guess it's not really necessarily negative, but it's like literally I have gratitude for the things that I have, and I don't want to mess it up, which is like a really beautiful and uplifting sentiment, I think.
And he's able to get that message across with kind of a stream of consciousness
Which the thing is,
vocal delivery.
That's throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
though. I feel like Justin Vernon's lyric writing is interesting, but I think this album is definitely a lot of him just kind of writing down anything that he thinks. And it's almost like they picked a tone and then he just was like, okay, what am I thinking? What am I feeling right now? And just wrote it down.
Yeah.
And what came out of it was like, better not mess this up. And that's a cool idea.
And I think you had mentioned this earlier, but there's some improvisational tone to a lot of what goes on.
I would not surprise me at all if he was just pressed record
Vibing.
and just
Yeah.
vibed. It felt like a lot of Dessner just making something and then having Vernon just
Go to
riff
town.
over it.
Yeah.
When it's cool sometimes, or it's cool most of the time.
Most
I'd
of the
say.
time, for
Most
sure.
of the time.
Yeah.
It becomes a little frustrating, I think, once it happens so many times. But I think if you get into it and are like, this is what is happening, you can go with it.
Yeah.
It's like gospel music.
As a critic, it was a lot more difficult to pick out what I didn't like about certain things because there was, on this song, it's kind of the beginning of that loss of format. And so you have like a third verse, but it's not really the third verse because the melody is different and there are different sounds going on during it. And it's not a bridge because it sounds kind of similar, just that kind of stuff happening. So it was less of, well, I don't really like this part because it all sounds very similar in vibe and tone. It was just kind of more, I don't really like the direction they're going with. So I guess the end of this song, really my only critique is that the outro goes just a little bit too long and it loses me a little bit, but like I don't really mind it. I still love the song and I can get over the fact that it kind of trails on because I love what they've they've established beforehand, I don't really mind listening to it for another minute.
Yeah.
I would like to hear the song without. Well, okay. So in the song, the vocal effects are subtle at some points and they get really crazy at some points. I'd like to hear it more subtle throughout the song just to see. I really do like the song. I would just like to see if I'd like it even more if there wasn't heavy auto-tune on it at some points. You know what I mean? But I do like the song.
This is currently their most popular song on Spotify, at least.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the only one that broke 1 million.
That's really surprising with
It was a single, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would
It was
think
one of
that
the first ones.
It was one of
wasn't
the first singles.
Bon
Okay.
Iver, and if Bon Iver's in anything. But then again, you have Volcano Choir and his other side projects, and they're not super popular.
I mean, they really didn't, like, outside of if you were actively following them, they really didn't get a huge push from most, like, big music publications.
Yeah.
Like, underground stuff. We're like, hey, Dessner and Vernon are doing this, but no.
And NPR did a pretty big
Yeah.
thing on them, but like it definitely wasn't at the forefront.
I'd be interested to see them do a Tiny Desk.
Oh yeah, that would be very
Ooh,
cool.
Baby.
I feel like they probably would have a huge band with them. Or it could literally just be the two of them.
Two of them. Yeah.
Either
Or
way.
stripped down.
And literally, it would probably be great either way.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh man.
All right, let's go to Lila. Let's play this one.
Sign it, print a new pen, mind it, what I would have wrote past. Crime it, standing in a moment, blind me. High did let her fall. Crime it though, second 50 toe, fell into the floor, fell into the floor. Woo. I'm landing. 7's too low, 7 new rumors. What's about it? No. Get up out the door. I'm already off your reservation.
I really like this song.
This is probably my favorite on this album. This was my favorite single.
I think it's got the coolest beat.
The instrumentals with the, I feel this term's probably gonna pop up a few more times with improvised vocal lines over top with the strings were just pristine.
This feels like it feels kind of pop to me, the song does. In terms of like the beat itself is a little off kilter. It feels like weird pop in like a good way. And he's like, I don't know, Vernon is vibing on this song.
Yes, he sounds like he's having a ball.
Okay, one big thing I really wanted to say about this album. It was really nice, and the falsetto-y Bon Iver stuff is great, but it was really nice to hear some like full
Chest voice.
Justin Vernon, because he has a freaking cool
yeah,
voice.
I love
and
his
it's
voice.
so like in this song in particular, it's like dope. And then the choir chorus,
It's
Yeah.
like both.
yeah,
It's like both.
it's perfect.
Ugh.
This song is really dope.
This song is definitely a lot more improvised than even more than Gratitude, I would say, but I think it works.
I think
a
it
lot
works.
more.
I think it works even better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jordan?
I agree. It was once again. Justin Vernon's voice. I definitely agree with you on that. Like his use of chest voice in this record made me very happy because he's just got such a good voice, and it's like you know exactly who it is when he starts singing, and it's so good. I love it. Love it.
All right. Airstripe.
Freaking-
Airstripe?
Airstripe?
I think
Airstrip.
it's strip. He says
He says
it
airstrip.
in this song.
Okay.
Freaking cool percussion going on in this song.
Let's play like the first couple seconds of this.
The only
really aggressive.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it's so cool.
And what's interesting about the song is it's only 2 minutes long, like barely over 2 minutes. And so but I think with this kind of tone, it could have developed into something really great, but the National and Bon Iver aren't ones to be heavy for a super long time. So that heaviness for a short duration is kind of appropriate for this album and for what they're known for. So it's not like I could have used more, but I kind of do appreciate that they were just like, nope, that's the end.
This song reminded me of video game soundtracks for some reason. There was a part where I don't even know if this is even a term. There were like synth dives in it. Where it's like boo, boo, and I was like, this is really cool, and it reminds me of like dying in a video game or
Yeah,
something.
that's cool.
This song just feels fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a funness to this whole album, where a lot of me feels like you have the National and you have Bon Iver, which will take years and years to release stuff, and they overthink it, and not overthink it. They think it, I think, an adequate amount
Yes.
that I appreciate.
But it takes a
But
long time.
This album to me is like they just wanted to have fun, and they just wanted to not overthink it, and they wanted to just make what they liked and do something interesting, and they just put pen to paper, press record, and they just did the freaking thing.
And even though this is over the duration of 10 years, it kind of seems like an escape in a way
Yeah,
because I think Bon Iver had come out with several other albums, either under Bon Iver or his side projects in the National. They've come out with 3 records in the last 10 years.
yeah.
So it's not like they haven't been doing anything in the last 10 years. But I can see this being just kind of a way of throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks.
I mean, they uploaded 60% of the album
Yep.
before they even released the
Right.
album, and it's like they were like, yeah, I mean, whatever, just put it on. It's art. We like it.
Yeah.
It sounds good. We love it. Come on, just let me do it.
But also what I appreciate, you can go too far and not sound good and it be like so experimental and just so improvisational that it's unenjoyable. But I think they really found a great mix between putting a lot of effort into it, but also being experimental and free flowing and kind of letting the art move in its own way. So yeah, this is a good one. I don't, when it comes on in the flow of the record, I'm like, oh, cool, and then it's over so quick. That I really enjoy it, but I guess there is a conversation to be had about this was not really created to be one piece of music. This is definitely just a collection of songs that they've been working on, and you can phrase them a certain way that there is a kind of flow, but it doesn't seem like they were super worried about.
It's like a mixtape.
Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it. There is a flow to the record, but I want to be critical of it, but I really can't because it's just a collection of songs that are great.
And it was meant to be that way.
Right.
I don't think they're trying to say anything in particular, but they're providing a vibe that flows well together.
Right.
And that's what makes it feel like a mixtape to me.
Mm-hmm. Hypnostic. This is a little bit of a detour off of the sound that they've already established. It's piano led. It seems much more Bon Iver, almost like what song did he do? He performed it live and it was just a cappella with his band.
Was that Heavenly Father?
Heavenly
Heavenly
Father.
Father.
Dude.
It's not as like serious as Heavenly Father. I get that kind of vibe of more like a folk song, like in the most broad sense.
It reminds me of like an old, like classic folk song.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. I think it's really, really beautiful.
It's much more like it's much more acoustic in general. Like there's, like you hear that acoustic guitar, you hear like more acoustic drums. Very folky.
It's very layered with harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sounds like a distorted campfire of sorts, because you still have the glitchy drums way panned way over, but like it's still there, but like It's like gathering people around for a campfire and there's a little bit of craziness still going
And
on.
there's a piano around the
And there's
campfire.
It kind of
Hey,
reminds me
I
a little
always-
bit of Million from the end of 22
Yeah.
Million.
What, you don't put
Just a little.
pianos next
Okay.
to your campfire?
Well, yeah, I put an upright next to all my campfires, but
So NPR did a front row, which I rewatched recently. But when he performed that Million song, it was more like upbeat.
interesting.
So you know how like recorded on 22 Million, it's more of a
It's just harmonies and just one piano.
like no percussion.
yeah,
But live they had like full percussion. It sounded a lot like this, a lot more
Interesting.
upbeat. So I
interesting.
would recommend.
It
that
really
anybody
sounds
watch
like a
that.
hymn,
It does. Yeah.
which I think is really cool.
And there's not a chorus. It's just 3 verses.
Yeah,
Which is very similar
Totally,
to
it's
him.
very well gymnastic.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh!
Holy
Is that
man.
actually a word?
No,
No.
I hope not.
I will say it. I mean, I guess it seems. It's hard to critique this because usually when I'm going for a critique on an album, I'm like, well, this song isn't done yet. It's unfinished. But on this album, that's kind of the goal. They're dodging criticisms left and right. These guys.
Mhm.
They can't get a hit on these. I think if I did have to be critical, just it ends too quickly. Once the verse ends, the song's done, and I'd like a little bit of a send off. But
I wouldn't.
love
I
the
wouldn't
song.
mind a little instrumental kind of outro, or
hmm
I don't know. It's kind of good, just the way, just simple.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
So which song did you say, Drew, that had too long of an instrumental or outro?
Gratitude.
So just swap the two, kind of is what you.
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. Some songs that they just are like, no, we're done. Like
Yeah.
Airstrip, and then you have songs that are like, no, let's just stay here for a little too long.
Gotcha.
Let's just swim a little.
Let's
bit.
just listen, dive in,
Let's just dive in. I'm going deep.
get on my head. I want to be.
River's deep.
The river's wild. The river's water is alive.
Go.
Don't
So-
sink, I'll
Dive
swim.
in,
I'm diving in.
Oh, I thought I was about to say, so sink or swim. I'm diving in.
No, wait, no. I think
So sink or swim. I'm diving
that's the lyric.
in.
Yeah, that's the
sure that's
lyric.
it.
Good job.
Hey, you know you're
Hey.
Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Yeah.
Steve Kirk
Can't say I'm
Chap.
proud of that one.
Stevie Curdy Chap. Stevie Curdy Chappy.
All right, we are. I'm definitely gonna play lots of
Oh.
Forest Green. Let's listen to this song.
I was gonna give you all of my time, more time, more time. I was gonna go and get you more time, more time, more time.
Hey,
Welcome back
welcome back.
to Stick It in Your Earbud.
This song is fantastic. I would say
Really?
I would agree. I love this song.
it's
See, I wasn't big on this song at first.
really.
I really love the bass line.
For me, it was like
Immediate.
immediate. I immediately loved it.
I find the auto-tune stuff, like the auto-tune vocals, to get. At first, I found them to get really repetitive, and they kind of got on my nerves. But as time has gone by, I think I appreciate it. I really love the bass line. If you guys haven't heard, actually the song that he did on "Dark Was the Night" from that same thing with Big Red Machine, he has a similar kind of bass tone.
Really,
Like, it's like a bass harmonizing with another bass.
it's possible that it was out of the same session.
That's actually not out of the question because the Dessners produced that song anyway. I love that bass line. That bass line is so good.
little crazy thing for you. That might be like one of my favorite bass lines of all time.
It's not a bad pick. I love the lyrics of this song.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
I was gonna give you more of my time. Do you remember when we tore apart your closet? That lyric, that gets me for some reason. I have a very emotional reaction to that lyric. And then man, it's so beautiful. Me and Jordan were talking about this, how this song can kind of, you can get a very warm sense from it and feel very heartwarmed. Is that a
Yeah,
thing? Heartwarmed.
Yeah.
It's very heartwarming.
A warming of the heart.
Or it can be super sad.
To me,
It's
it
very
seems sad.
It can be melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems pretty clear that it's about like a relationship breaking down
Yeah.
and somebody moving out.
Mm-hmm. Because then he says, I was going to give you all of my time. And then the outro is, but I can't, but I can't, but I can't. So very, very powerful lyrics and just such a great vibe.
His lyrics are usually really cryptic, but this song is really, like, really on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a couple verses that are pretty mysterious and whatnot, but I don't know, that simple line is powerful in its, like, subtlety and simplicity.
For sure. I was texting my brother about this song, and I told him that it was one of my favorites on. We were talking about the album, and I told him it was one of my favorites on the record, and he's like, "I'm surprised that you like it as much as you do." But I said, because it does go on for a while. It's just the same thing looped over and over and over, and if you don't love that loop as much as I do, it can get old. But really, I could just sit in that sound for a really long time and it not get annoying or too much, because it just creates a world I'd like to sit in and just absorb. I'm not offended by how long it is. And I think they do interesting things until the end. The layering of the vocoder at the very end. I just really, really love this song. I think it might be my favorite on the record.
Then followed up by probably, I think it might be collectively our least favorite song on the record.
I think there's some really. Do we want to? OMBD is the next track.
Is it BD?
It's Over My Dead Body,
OMBD,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
That was DB.
honestly, as the song starts, it starts like it's pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it's got some cool.
It's just pretty
It
cool.
starts with
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it's some pretty cool percussion going on, but it's just too long, guys. It's like over 7 minutes long, and it could be cut down to like 3 minutes, maybe even.
I think they
shorter
could pack
than
all
that.
the dynamics that they wanted to pack into the song all into a shorter sphere of time, and I would have been completely content with
Yeah,
that.
halfway through the song, they kind of go lighter too, because it starts out. It's kind of like there's like that percussion is pretty heavy,
Mhm.
just in terms of and dark, but then all of a sudden it gets lighter.
Could
I
have
don't-
ended there.
It could have ended right there, like before it got lighter, but I don't think that.
I
in
feel
my
like
opinion,
it's
I think it
possible I
works.
might appreciate it more as time goes by.
Mhm.
But to be honest with you, I think I've finished this song like one time. Usually I skip it because I
Yeah.
get bored by it really
Yeah, it's
quickly.
very long.
It struggled to hold my attention. At first, it's like, oh man, this is really, really cool. Kind of the same reaction as you, Jordan. And then kind of as it went on, the more and more, like
Just
Hudson,
like
I
this
just wanted
song
to-
is
I just
still
wanted
going.
to skip it.
And it's not like they're doing like super interesting things in the last 3 minutes of the song.
No, it's the
It's
same.
not like they're layering more things. It really just feels like the same thing over and over again.
It's I mean that's kind of this record has that theme just throughout of lots of like the same simple ideas just on loop, but this song they just for whatever reason felt like it was necessary to keep it going for 7 minutes.
I do really like Vernon's vocal delivery on this, though. It's like the gruffest he's
He's,
been.
like, yelling.
It's a different sound for him for sure.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's interesting in that
Mhm.
way.
Next,
People Lullaby. I just wrote down pretty, pretty, pretty.
Yes. Yeah, it's so gorgeous.
That's when I go up to girls and I think that they're nice, I just go pretty, pretty, pretty. And that's all I say. That's how I got my last 2 girlfriends. What do you do, Hudson?
So usually what I do is I just like go up to them and I talk to them like a normal person, and then after a while, if we're talking more and more, I eventually ask them, hey, would you like to go out sometime?
It's really weird.
What's your ideal first date?
My ideal first date,
Or is there a go-to?
well, obviously the Rainforest Cafes. It's my normal go-to. But if I have to make do, usually we go to like a Ross or like a Plato's Closet, and we just peer inside the window.
So above a thrift store, but below a normal retail store.
Right.
Somewhere in
That's
there.
a safe spot.
I mean, sometimes we go to a Dillard's,
Dillard's.
Dillard's.
Oh, okay.
and we just kind of, I don't know.
Can't say I've been to Dillard's.
You haven't been to Dillard's? Have you been to
No.
Macy's?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't like Macy's.
Okay. Are they the same thing?
I mean, they're basically the same thing.
Okay.
What about
I don't-
Yonkers? Any Yonkers fans out there?
You what?
Yonkers.
I think it's a Midwest thing because I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, well, it's okay because the one back in my town is closing down.
Wow.
Rest in peace,
Choose
Yonkers.
'em, what do you usually do on your first dates?
Normally we play some Quidditch.
Okay, very good. Very good.
In which I destroy. I don't show any mercy on the Quidditch field. And then after our trip to the hospital, because there's normally a trip to the hospital.
You bruise an
involved.
ankle or two.
I mean, because
Dislocate a shoulder.
You have to prove your value.
Then normally I take her out to a hibachi restaurant and make her pay. Because I don't like to follow the social.
Did you pay for
norms.
the hospital bill?
No. No, I sent that directly to her parents.
Okay.
And then after a
You have
nice...
hey, I'll say this: you are consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
Across
That's
the
my
board.
top strength.
Yep.
And then after the hibachi run, we go sit on a curb and drink slushies on me. No, not we don't pour the slushies on me and we don't drink them off of me. Like I pay for it.
That's second date material.
I'm really glad you clarified that because I was getting
Demonstrate
excited.
value.
really.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're
Hey, talk to
taking
me after
in.
the
What's
after the podcast.
how'd you get your girl? What was your first date?
Oh gosh. My first date with Jess was real awkward. It was really awkward. We went to FD's.
Did you show her
South
your
Springfield.
Audi?
Showed her my Audi, and then after
you have
that,
an
it
Audi
basically
belly
just went
button?
downhill.
Do you actually have an Audi?
No,
belly?
I have a normal. I have a.
Hey, you want to see my
we all
Audi?
any boys over here?
I'm an innie.
I'm an
We're all
innie.
innies.
Look at that.
Innie boys.
So we're all
Lit.
normal.
If you have an Audi belly button, stop listening to this podcast.
Get off my podcast right now, you freak.
Listen,
Freak of nature.
You freak. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
As if you already needed any more bullying.
Yeah.
did you have a good first date though? It was awkward, right? That's what you
Oh
said.
yeah, it was awkward. But we moved past that. We moved past that first date.
Oh.
And went
It
on
was all
other
good.
dates.
And went on a second one.
We went on date number 2, and then that was better.
All right.
And now you're
Nice.
dating continuously.
Right. We are
Consistently.
consistently dating on a consistent basis.
That's my consistent girlfriend over there. So,
Okay.
what were we talking about?
People lullaby.
Snake.
Snake.
The
Did you play the snake? We're playing the snake part, right? Play the snake part.
Snake.
so that
Snake!
that sample that they use in this song. It is this song that they use that
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's great. Did you find it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were typing over
Well,
there.
why-
I'm like,
what are
maybe
you
you were
doing?
looking for it.
This is an
I will
output.
look for it right now, but I am not sure.
Jordan, you. What were you gonna say? Because you're like, people lullaby. I have something important to say.
Well, I was going to ask you guys if you knew where that vocal sample
Oh.
was from because it's so pretty.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
I really like it.
We're talking about the snake part, right?
And then yeah,
No, that's actually a
That's
great
from
part of the
Snakes.
song.
that's
Snakes on
from
a Plane.
Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom.
I thought that was from Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes.
On this plane.
Snakes.
I mean, I didn't really write a lot about this song because I just enjoyed it. It's just a really pretty ballad. There's a really, like we mentioned, the sample is very cool. It's just really pretty. I'm not super passionate about critiquing it. I just enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's fair.
that's
But
great.
since I'm critiquing it, because this
Oh.
is a music
Here we go.
podcast critical review, it's great.
Nice.
Oh, you really took us on a roller coaster there, my friend.
I think my favorite lyric is the last lyric, which is "Miss Mike Stipe." He just says, "I miss Mike Stipe."
Yeah.
Hey.
Is he gone?
Aw.
No,
He just took a break.
he just hasn't hung out with Mike Stipe in a while, I guess. Hey, Bon Iver.
I didn't know that Justin Vernon was friends
Iver
with
just-
Michael Stipe.
I mean, he might be. Michael Stipe is friends with lots of people. He's
Michael Stipe. What?
yeah,
You're
he's
saying he's friends with people?
A lot of people.
he's
A
friends,
lot of
He's
people.
friends with Jim Carrey and our Lord and Savior Tom York, and he's
Did you say our Lord and Savior, comma, Tom York, or our Lord and Savior, hyphen, Tom York, as in he is our Lord and Savior?
no our Lord and comma Savior.
Wait,
So are
what?
you like
Period.
Jesus Christ and Tom York, or
Yeah.
Tom York,
Or Tom
is
York is
Jesus
Jesus
Christ?
No, I'm saying that
Or Jim Carrey.
Mike Stipe.
I think Jim Carrey thinks he's Jesus
Maybe.
at this point.
Yeah.
Although Jesus had a lot better, like, positive outlook on things.
Yeah, dude, it's sad. Jim Carrey's life has a very, very sad outlook.
He's
on life.
basically a nihilist.
I mean, yeah, but I think he's always been like that. Now he's just like telling people about it.
He's just done being funny.
He's done being funny.
No, I'm excited to watch Kidding, which
Yeah.
looks like funny in a really twisted way. Jordan, did you find that sample?
No, it's nowhere to be found.
Well, it's good. Hey, bud, that's listening. Check it out. Thanks. All right.
You're welcome.
No, you.
This next song, I Won't Run From It.
Now look at that road, look at that climb. When it's throwing in a nickel, you'll get out a dime.
Guitar Boys.
Too pattern, too close.
Fun.
Yeah, this is a fun track.
Fun
Isn't this
tune.
this is the folk, the other folk
This,
one,
yeah,
right?
this was like a traditional folk song.
I really dug this song.
Mhm.
I really dug this song.
What about it?
I dug. It felt like an old Bon Iver song
It did.
in a good way.
A little more lively than it's similar instrumentally to an old Bon Iver. I guess it's like an acoustic towers kind of song.
Yeah, he's having fun, and just writing a
Plucking
classic
away.
old folk song.
Yeah, that might have just been the goal. Like, let's just write a good folk song here.
Yeah,
This is a very like hopeful song.
Mm-hmm.
Just like looking at the lyrics.
Why don't you read some off?
Now look at that road, look at that climb. When it's throwing in a nickel, you'll get out a dime. Too patterned, too close, too flattered, too broke. Now look at you go.
Yeah, it's like a folk song in every sense of what that means.
Some breaking news.
Breaking news.
right now, and this is probably old news to you three.
Okay.
Jeff Goldblum's coming out with an album in November.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. Do you guys want to do a review of that?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess I'm not super passionate about the song. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. Then we get to Melt, which is fine. It's all right. I don't know how I feel about
I
it.
find that repeated vocal line to be annoying. Well, you are who you are.
Wait, Cheesin, didn't you really dig this song?
But I
Oh,
mean,
wait,
Melt.
we're talking Melt.
And then
Yeah,
they cap it
this
off.
is probably my favorite song on the.
you're crazy.
No, I think this is my favorite song on the.
Wow.
record.
Okay, why?
Dude, the guitar line is
Yeah, the guitar line is
Fantastic.
great. I can definitely agree
it
with you on
carries
that.
the song, and I think out of all the songs here, that's the one to be the closer, man. And it closes the chapter of Big Red Machine. I really, really, really love.
It's not a bad song. It's
Can we listen to this song? I don't remember it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song just, it is really, really cool, but it's really repetitive.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
It works as the last track. Like you listen to it. I think the thing is like you're like, okay, I get it, but then the song ends and I'm like, but I still kind of feel
Cheated?
yeah. Yeah. What I said was very cool guitar line, but I've lost interest by the end of the song, and so I kind of lost interest in the end of the album in a sense as well.
Yeah.
And I think the exhaustion of Over My Dead Body, and then you're kind of picked up in the middle, but then Melt, it's just like kind of exhausting again, and I'm kind of done. Which, I mean, the album's like, fine, I'll just be over then. Don't you love it when songs that are too long are just like, you know what? I'm going to just be done then. The whole album's over.
Yeah, like Black
Black
Star.
Screen.
I
Or
shouldn't have
Black
brought it
Screen.
up.
Black screen. I was
Black
like,
Star,
you're
Black
walking
Screen.
into this.
I did.
Yeah, really long, repetitive songs they are a little annoying, aren't they, Drew?
I
It
find
would-
something
this
interesting
would
on
be
Black
worse
Screen that you
is
guys don't.
if this was like 13 minutes long.
Yeah, of
you-
for 13 minutes.
Then you would have liked it probably.
No.
Oh,
long
this
is the
is
song?
my jam.
Do you have it pulled up on Spotify?
It is
4 minutes long.
Okay, the difference between Black Screen and Melt is literally 9 minutes. Literally, it's 9 minutes.
Okay, but-
That's-
At least in the 4 minutes, there's something cooler happening than in the 13 minutes
Hey,
that happens
oh
in
my
Black
God.
Screen.
We can agree to
so
disagree.
I can't understand how.
Oh, but
you
if it was
love
about
Black
David
Screen.
Bowie, then
I
it would be good.
I physically and mentally cannot compute why you love Black Screen so much, but cannot stand the song because
I also-
it's
But you like Sigur Rós, so I can't say that I like ambient music more than you guys.
okay.
I just find something interesting there that you guys don't. And you know what? I want to listen to Black Screen. So I'm going to go to my room and listen to it later.
Or is this
I
the end of the
feel
episode?
No. Let's let's talk about the whole thing. All right. Jordan, I'm going to hand the mic to you.
Thanks. Okay, this album, I really like it. I see it more as a collection of different tracks. I don't know. It's very interesting to look at it as an album because the tracks are so different from each other and it's ordered. The way the track list is ordered is kind of, I don't know. I really feel like People's Lullaby would be an awesome closer. I really feel like it
Without
would.
Melt being in there at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like the People project.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a great way to cap it because it's like a gentle closing of the book and then
But-
it's just ripped open again.
Yeah,
with
but
Melt.
like Bon Iver just literally ended an album with a great piano closer.
Yeah.
It would be the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know. I just think
They wanted to end it epically.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, Justin
You're
Vernon.
allowed to do that.
Justin Vernon
Come
can
on,
do what he
can
wants.
do what he wants. I would think it'd be cool if they ended with gratitude.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Maybe not.
In terms of the
maybe.
concept of gratitude, and then if they had done a little bit more interesting of an outro.
I don't know. I bet if they kept Deep Green at track 1 and Melt for the last track and just shuffled everything in the middle, I feel like it would have the same flow throughout. I don't know. It's a collection.
I just would have loved. I think gratitude is a cool idea for a closer in terms of its lyrical content,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in terms
Totally.
of its length. That's just a suggestion. It doesn't. I mean, obviously, this is not happening.
They're not going to change
It's
it.
not
No.
going to change it at this point.
Which the thing
Did you
is,
Justin Vernon just like breaks in the door? Like, wait, what?
you want us to
You
change
want
it?
us to change it? Oh my God!
I'll get my guys on it right
okay,
away.
right away. People,
Hey, people hotline.
People.
hey, this is a people hotline.
But
We
yeah,
really shouldn't have made it 911.
honestly though, with Melt being in the track list, I don't know where else it would go other than at the end.
I think I would have just gotten rid of it or made it shorter and put it in the middle.
Yeah.
Put it in the. I would have made
I
it
don't know, it's
shorter.
very-
I would have made it 2 minutes long, and put it where Airstrip was.
Like you were saying, it's very epic. It's too epic to not have it finish the album, but I don't know. It would I just feel like it would go either there or nowhere.
So, favorite tracks, least favorite tracks, and then your rating.
Ooh, favorite track. I'm gonna have to go with Forest Green on this one, just because it was one of the first tracks that I heard from like their single releases, and like you were saying, Drew, it just immediately was like, it had me. It's a very good song. The only thing I would change with it is like maybe, because at the end it just kind of drops off and it just. But which is fine. But if I were to end it, I would probably just have the bass line play like one more time and then finish on either the 5 or the 1. In terms of least favorite track, I mean, Over My Dead Body. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in that song, but it's just too long, and there was a turn that was taken in that song that I did not agree with. But overall, I'm going to have to give this record probably 7.6.
Nice.
That's probably what I would give it.
On
Out
the
of
next.
what?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Out
Well,
of
we-
11.
We do have to.
Out of
We
11.
have to
Please
be
go to 11.
We have to be specific here because Hudson is crazy. Okay, I'll go next. I gotta agree. Forest Green is my favorite track. And then Over My Dead Body is my least favorite. Here's what I wrote down as kind of my conclusion. This album is made up of songs written by Justin Vernon and Aaron Dessner over the span of about a decade. The goal here was not to create the most consistent and best flowing record they could, but to bring to life these demos they had been sending each other for years. And although these songs are not the two artists' main focus, there is a massive amount of detail and passion put into these songs. It doesn't sound like a B-side attempt. The album lacks consistency, but that's to be expected with the way these songs were conceived. I'm overall very happy with the record and can't wait to put this record on again and again this year. And I rated it a 6.75 out of 10. Not quite a 7, but very close.
Okay, opening up, my favorite track is probably Melt or Lila.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an electric guitarist, okay? So
Wait,
I'm...
you play the guitar?
I
Wait,
do.
shut up.
I do.
You
I
play
do.
the
Little-
guitar?
Wait,
Little-
shut up.
Little known
Shut
fact.
up.
Shut
Wait,
up.
shut
Shut
up.
your mouth.
Shut up.
Listen. You play the guitar?
Listen, Audi. Why don't you shut up?
Whoa. Before you go accusing anybody of being an Audi. So I feel I'm a little biased there.
Because there's guitar in the song.
No, well, because it's driven by it's the most electric guitar driven song on the album, obviously. Obviously, yes, obviously, Hudson. I think that this is a fantastic thing that they're doing in terms of building community in the music industry, and I really appreciate that. I feel that this was nothing more than just hey, we had the time and we really wanted to put something out, and we were able to come up with X amount of songs. In this case, it was 10, and here you guys go. And hope you enjoy it. It wasn't like an attempt to make a statement or to fire up a new band or something. At least that's where I felt on that. My least favorite track is Over My Dead Body. I think like everybody kind of feels that way collectively, that Over My Dead Body is probably the weakest track. Overall, I gave it a B-.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. I really, really liked it. I really, really liked it. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. It has little montages of each artist's varying things that I really love about them. The lyricism and the melodies of Justin Vernon, as well as the textural, rhythmic, and really pretty kind of things that Aaron Dessner likes to use a lot within the National, particularly in their last couple albums. There's a lot of stuff that feels rhythmically like Sleep Well Beast, and like those little opening textural stuff within that album, which was my favorite album last year. Yeah, I really, really liked it. I don't think it's gonna be my favorite this year, but I honestly am gonna give it a pretty high rating. I'm gonna give it an 0.7777777778 out of 1. And yeah,
Awesome.
I really genuinely liked it.
Favorite
I think
tracks?
it's my favorite track right now is Lila. I can imagine having some more come about. I really like the first track a lot. I honestly think that the first track has my favorite electric guitar work in it. That those little weird stuff. It's very Dessner electric guitar playing. If you ever watch any of their live stuff for the National. Yeah, I really, really genuinely loved it. And I think I'm going to continue to chew on it as the year goes by.
Excellent. Well, boys, I think that wraps up our review. Do we have anything we want to talk about before we go?
No. Oh, depending on when this episode comes out, Hudson Freeman, the band, as well as me, is playing a show at, if you live in Springfield.
Hello, Springfieldians.
Hello, Springfieldians. We are playing downtown on the 20th on the Square, which is a cool place where things happen. And we're going to be playing music from our instruments as well as our mouths.
Features, I think we're planning on all of us
Yes,
to play.
as well as Ephraim. He's contractually obligated.
Come out and see all the boys.
Whole
See all
gang's
the
going to be
boys.
there.
Jordan's going to be playing with us for the first time.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Debut
Jordan's
time.
playing with us?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What are
I
you
am.
doing?
I'm gonna play some bass and some keys.
Hey.
Yeah.
nice.
So unless Hudson decides for me to play something else,
Mm-hmm.
Or you do not play at all.
or for me to not play at all,
That's not happened before.
I decided. Well, let's not go into that.
Ouch
Let's
time.
not get in.
Ouchie.
Also, if you guys want us to review anything that you feel is worthy of a
That's
review,
a good point.
let us know. If you know us personally, then feel free to message one of us. Or is the Twitter page still up?
Yeah, it's still up.
Okay.
We're
Then, yeah, or
we're
the
on
Twitter
Twitter.
page.
Stick it in your earbud. The handle is at Mr. Dadfriend.
Yeah.
If you know us in person, feel free to run up to us, give us a little spank on the hiney, and tell us what you think.
Tell us what you think.
Tell us if you want more. If you want
If you want
less.
less, we can do that.
We I don't know if we could do any less than we've already done.
Well, for those who enjoy our episodes, we are hoping to record a little more consistently. So,
Which is the best thing that a father can have.
it's
It's consistency.
Consistency.
To
But
his
also-
Jack
children.
Black.
caring about your episodes regardless of how bad they are.
Jackson Blackson.
Yes.
And yeah, tell us in person after you spank us what you would want us to
Only
review.
after.
Only
not
after.
Before.
And if we don't want to, then we'll just tell you we don't want you to.
If you tell us after the spank, then you'll have our attention.
You'll have our attention.
Right, you
for
can't tell
sure.
us and then spank us. That's
Because
assault.
we'll be
That's
bored,
assault.
and then you'll spank us, and then we'll be like, "What? What was
Exactly.
that about?"
Right. And also, if you have an Audi, just feel free to not talk to us.
Stop listening.
Feel free to not listen.
Feel free to not listen.
If you spank one of us, we will file.
We'll press charges for sure. Okay, we've been way too abusive of Audis.
I think it's a joke that should continue.
Yeah, they deserve it.
They deserve it. Okay, thank you very much for listening. You've been listening to Stick It In Your Earbud, and we will see you next time. Bye!